Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tell Me Why, the program for American Airlines team members that looks at the why behind the news, information, and everything that happens in American. My name is Ron DeFeo, working global engagement. Brian Znotins, SVP Network, one of our more popular guests, back again. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Ron?
I'm fabulous. We announced our summer 2026 wide-body schedule last week. But this week, we're going to talk more about it. I know there was a lot out there, a lot in the blogs, a lot in the media, but we can't talk about routes enough. And I know our team would love to hear directly from you about the new routes and why we're flying them. So let's start with some of the headline news here. New flights to Budapest and Prague. They're starting in May of 2026. Talk about this decision.
Well, it's easy for a network planner to talk about new routes. That's something we definitely get up in the morning for. Prague and Budapest are two very popular tourist destinations that leisure destinations that we've seen over the years. And we've been watching bookings through our partner BA and our London hub and our partner Iberia through our Madrid hub. And they're proving to be two very popular destinations for connecting passengers. And in the network world, we're always looking to make things easier for people, to find ways to get them there faster in a more direct way. And so by adding service from our Philadelphia hub, we not only make a great nonstop service for our customers in Philadelphia, but offer connections over the whole country. And so we looked at two numbers that were really important to us with those destinations. The first was that about 25% of customers who were buying tickets on us and our partners to Budapest or Prague were leaving from one city despite entering from the other city. And so, that's river cruise traffic. That's other people kind of making an Eastern European tour and using one as a gateway and the other as a return point. And so we thought bringing these two in tandem to the AA portfolio would be beneficial for them. And the second is we were looking at searches on our website. When people get on our website, they search for destinations. Most of them we serve already. But these two particular destinations were among the top 5 European destinations that people were looking for. On our website, we could see that we didn't fly in our own metal. And so that was an opportunity for us to offer service to them as well. So it's great to be able to get into those markets and build our Philadelphia hub at the same time.
That's awesome. And as you know, our team members pay attention to any and everything we do. So we'll have team members that remember we flew these routes, I think back in 2019. Talk a little bit like when we flew routes previously. How does that kind of figure into the moves you're going to make?
It doesn't really play a role in our planning now. The world is different post-pandemic. We've seen travel patterns change. We've seen airlines come and go. Supply and demand has changed. Everything is different now. So we really just look at where the world sits today and what are the best routes for us to add. And whether we flew it in 2019 has no bearing on whether we're going to fly it today. We want to do what's best for the airline today, not what was 5-6 years ago. And so for us, last year we added routes in our portfolio like Nice and Copenhagen and Naples, and we didn't fly those prior to the pandemic. And that's an opportunity for us just to go into those routes. And then furthermore, we added really cool flying to places like Brisbane, where we didn't fly prior to the pandemic as well, because our partner Qantas was growing and able to give us feed in Brisbane that we weren't able to get before. So really, the way we look at the world today isn't the way we looked at it in 2019, and we're going to keep doing that going forward.
That's great. Other thing that jumps off the page, this is Athens. Mm-hmm. Hot destination. I think we launched service from Charlotte this year, but next year we're adding DFW to that mix. So take us behind the curtain here and talk about how that decision's made.
That's right. Athens is just on fire for us. Italy and Greece, it feels like we can do no wrong in serving passengers and the demand that we see. One of the other metrics we look at when adding new services is how many people are connecting over European hubs to get to destinations. Because what we find is when we offer nonstop service from the U.S., passengers tend to prefer connecting in the U.S. or flying nonstop from the U.S., of course, when they can. And so we were seeing still last summer, 1,400 passengers a day on average were connecting to each of Athens and Rome. And so that said, there's still more demand there for nonstop services from the U.S. And furthermore, when we launched Charlotte to Athens this year, it's cooking with gas. It's doing fantastic.
That's awesome.
And so we're running load factors in the 90s.
Yep.
And that says, hey, this is working great for us. We see lots of demand there. DFW, most powerful hub in the world. Why not add service to Athens from DFW as well?
That's awesome. Other one I want to ask about is Milan. So adding now Miami to Milan next summer. So this I think will be the third U.S. Point of origin going over there.
And again, we added Philadelphia to Milan this year. It's doing fantastic. That augmented our JFK to Milan. We added Miami to Rome. And that is totally full and profitable for us. And so this is more Miami to Italy, which is working for us. This is more US to Milan, which is working for us. And then the great thing about Milan is that there's fashion business there. And so this is a route that we can maintain on an annual basis. Now, maybe we'll cut it back a little in the deepest of winter in January and February, but all these other routes we've been talking about are seasonal. And we love year-round routes, year-round homes for airplanes. And Miami to Milan is one of those that checks that box for us.
That's awesome. Last question. Also, 2 limited time routes I see are being added next year. Talk a little about what's going on here with Switzerland and Argentina.
Well, I certainly hope they're not limited time. We're planning for them to be limited time right now, but with success, they could grow into future years and seasons as well. And so DFW to Zurich, for example, that is a route for us that we're looking to tap into World Cup demand. Okay. There are a number of travelers coming from Switzerland to the U.S., business travelers looking to base themselves in DFW, where the media center is, and then they can go to 250 different points around the world from DFW to do their travel to all of the matches. We have more matches in our hubs than any of our competitors have in their hubs. And furthermore, by bringing people into DFW, we'll get them to the games here, but then they can travel all over the country and use DFW as a base if they want to in pursuing their team. Same thing is true for DFW to Buenos Aires, which we're adding for the summer. We've got Argentinians we saw that going to the World Cup in the prior tournament. Yep. Argentinians were the most likely to travel worldwide to go and follow their team. We're going to see that even more in the U.S. And so bringing that additional gateway online beyond just Miami and JFK, DFW offers connections all over the country, even more than our other 2 hubs where we have service. And so again, a fantastic base of operations for those travelers coming into the U.S.
Terrific. Great information. There it is. Everything you need to know about next summer's wide-body schedule. Brian, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Ron.
You'll definitely have to come back. I wish we kept official stats. I think we need to go back through the vault. It's got to be your 3rd or 4th time on the show.
I'm not keeping count, but I'm actually most excited for the next one.
Okay.
We're going to have even more wide bodies and XLRs flying transatlantic, and we'll have even more announcements down the pike for super exciting things we'll be flying.
Well, you will definitely be back. So to hear more about this or anything else you want to know, drop us a line on the JetNet page, wherever you get your podcasts, right? On JetNet, on Apple, SoundCloud, you name it. Please do check us out. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next episode of Tell Me Why.